Soldier appears in court on robbery and kidnapping charges. The Ministry of Health trying to source monkeypox vaccines. And the Education Division shares plans to treat with COVID-19 positive students. And in sport, defending champions, Roxborough Strikers eliminated. Good evening, I am Candice Jackson. This is the Tobago Updates News for Monday, 23rd May 2022. On to our top story. A soldier and 2 civilians are expected to reappear in court on Tuesday to answer charges arising out of a string of robberies in Tobago. Here are the details.
Defense Force member Kareem Carter, Justin Paul and Keith Stewart appeared in court today. However, the matter was postponed to Tuesday. 24-year-old Carter, Philadelphia Trace Whim and Lacano Road, Santa Cruz, and the 23-year-old Justin Paul of Winchester Trace, Patience Hill, answered the charges of robbing a security officer of a service firearm, assaulting a security officer at a credit union with intent to rob, possession of a firearm, possession of 2 firearms for the purpose of trafficking, possession of ammunition, possession of a firearm to endanger life, possession of ammunition to endanger life, and malicious damage to a money safe valued at $18,350. Carter was also charged with kidnapping a security officer who was on duty at a taxi corp service station and robbing an employee of $40,000. The third suspect, Keith Stewart of Church Street, Mason Hall, is charged with shoplifting and larceny of 2 money safes, together valued at $4,650, which collectively contained $19,500. 24-year-old Stewart, known as Fat Boy, is also charged with kidnapping a security guard and falsely imprisoning a security guard. The 3 were held on May 17th. For Tobago Updates, I am Beverly Edwards.
On to some other news. There is a growing concern around the world as monkeypox begins to spread. Although the number of cases remain low, health agencies around the world are on the alert for the virus. There are no recorded cases in Tobago at this time, but Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith V. Israel, sought to educate the public today on Good Morning Tobago about what people can look out for. Here is more in this report. Monkeypox is a virus that originated from Africa, according to Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith V. Israel.
So monkeypox is actually a disease that you get from a virus that was discovered in the 1950s, late 1950s. They discovered this virus primarily in monkeys, hence the name monkeypox.
Okay. It begins with flu-like symptoms such as body aches, fevers, and runny noses, in similar fashion to COVID-19 and chickenpox.
The end part of the disease includes you having rash, a rash that actually you see. It looks like boils on your skin. Now that makes it actually a good thing because at least you can see there's a rash. Okay. Most people with COVID, there is nothing to see.
Monkeypox is transmitted through contact with bodily fluids containing high viral loads.
Is the liquid that actually comes out of the pus from the rash, or if you have, the liquid that comes out of your nose and your mouth and so forth, but you have to kind of be a little way into the infection for that to be transmitted. So you have to actually physically touch somebody else and have that liquid, have that pus from your hand or your nose or your eyes, touch that other person.
The virus itself affects humans for an average of 2 weeks.
You're usually not infectious when the lesions actually dry up. When you say you have an old scab, so and the scab fall off, so that is the point where you know you are no longer infectious.
The monkeypox virus can be confirmed through PCR testing, and Dr. Faith V. Israel calls on anyone who suspects that they have the virus to contact health officials immediately.
If that happens and then you recognize, you start seeing one little on your hand, then you need to say, okay, let me check that out, because that could be the monkeypox, that could be the rash coming up. So don't, if you
While it is common for the virus to be detected in Africa, concern is growing as countries such as Belgium, Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America detected cases. However, the cases detected in those countries are very low. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health is trying to source monkeypox vaccines before any infections reach Trinidad and Tobago. During a sitting of Parliament today, Minister of Health Terence Singh was questioned about proactive measures for monkeypox, which has now been detected in 14 countries outside of Africa.
To all our local and international partners to acquire the vaccination JYNNEOS. The vaccination strategy at this point in time, if we get the vaccines, is not a national vaccination drive like COVID.
In the meantime, Dayal Singh states that measures are being implemented at ports of entry to detect and treat people entering the country who may be exhibiting signs of the virus.
Our high alert at the Port Health, we have revisited that, put them back on high alert at Port Health for screening. The CMO also wrote to all RHAs on the 20th of May to alert all RHA physicians how to diagnose, isolate, and treat suspect cases of monkeypox.
The ministry is also attempting to educate the public on signs and symptoms of the virus. We will now take a break, but coming up next, one politician describes CPO's offer to the public servants as a slap in the face. Stay tuned.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Pre-qualification notice deadline 30th June 2022. The Tobago Regional Health Authority (TRHA) is updating its current list of pre-qualified contractors, suppliers, consultancy firms and sole traders to ensure compliance with the mandate of the procurement regulations of Trinidad and Tobago. All interested contractors and suppliers desirous of entering into business arrangements with the TRHA are invited to engage in the pre-qualification of suppliers registration process. For more information, visit the following link: trha.page.link/tenders.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates News. A 2% wage increase for public servants is being described as a slap in the face by political leader of the Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips. Last week, it was revealed that the Chief Personnel Officer is proposing a 2% wage increase for public servants as negotiations are ongoing. Public servants have not experienced a wage increase since 2013. Here is more in this report. A 2% wage increase between 2013 and 2022 is insulting to public servants, according to political leader of the UTP, Nkosi Phillips.
That's 0% or 1% for the prison service or any other service coming along. It's a slap in the face. It's more than a slap in the face. It's a disgrace to the citizen and the hard-working people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Recently, the central government moved to increase the national budget by $3 billion, intended mostly to pay debts. They also reported billions of dollars more in surplus revenue is expected in the coming months. Based on that report, Phillips believes the government has enough money to support public servants along with middle and lower income citizens.
If we take $1 million or $1.3 million and distribute that to all low income and middle class persons, not only that, the soldiers and everybody to get a back pay, don't you think, and we just give it to them for them to re-inject back into the economy, don't you think this country will be developed?
More so, Phillips is concerned about what union leaders have been doing in recent times to ensure fair wage negotiations are taking place with the CPO and the government.
The persons who are negotiating and supposed to be negotiating is the union leaders. And I think the past PSA president was negotiating. And what did we get from it? Him becoming an assemblyman in the Tobago House of Assembly and aspiring his politics and forgetting about the people.
Already, nurses in Trinidad have begun protesting the CPO's proposal, while other public servants are threatening similar action. However, Phillips finds it curious that the voice of Tobago-based public servants is missing.
But I'm not seeing Tobago defending themselves. Tobago continues to be silent and to be taking the same slap in the face like how you soldiers are getting it.
Phillips is calling on all public servants to take action against the proposals until government offers them a more reasonable wage adjustment. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is attempting to calm public servants who are offended by the 2% increase in salaries proposed by the Chief Personnel Officer.
Well, let's not overreact. Let's not shut down the country. Let's not be surprised that the union and some workers will feel that way, because what it is, it's about making a case to get a raise.
Speaking at a press conference at the Piaco International Airport shortly after his return from Guyana, Dr. Rowley said figures provided by the Minister of Finance show that the current public servants' wage bill stands at $8.7 billion. He outlined what it would cost with a 2% increase.
At a 2% increase, covering the period that going back to 2014 to 2020, a 2% increase in that would see an additional cost on the recurrent of $175 million. That's only on salary and wage. In COLA, $1 billion, and that's the back pay. Correct? And then a monthly increase of $411 million going forward.
He added that a 4% increase would cost the state $1.8 billion and a running cost increase of $5.88 million.
And if you hear anybody talking about 10 and 15%, right? At 10%, we'll be talking about a back pay of $4.5 billion and an increased running cost of $1.1 billion. Now, you put that against the recent report of a slight increase in the revenues for the Minister of Finance against the background of the huge debt that we had run up for COVID and pre-COVID. Put them all together, and then you come to a conclusion as to whether shutting down the country or not is the appropriate response to these circumstances.
Dr. Rowley further stated, quote, "Government would like to give public servants as much as they can expect, but it has to be tempered by what is reality," end quote. All right, moving on. With many questions arising among parents in recent weeks, The Division of Education, Research and Technology spoke to some of the policies they are implementing to treat with COVID-19 positive patients. It is a working document and will be adjusted as needs be. Here's more in this report. 88 positive COVID-19 cases were recorded since the start of physical classes on April 20th, according to Education House Officer Dr. Dean Joseph.
88 cases, 82 cases were students and teachers, whereas 6 were staff at the Division of Education. A further breakdown revealed that 33 of these cases were amongst our secondary school students, whereas 49 cases were among the primary school students.
Secretary of Education, Research and Technology, Zorisha Hackett, urged parents to keep children at home if they are exhibiting flu-like symptoms and contact the principal or teacher. When a case is detected, either by the parent or the teacher at the school, the Education Health Unit will set up appointments at the green room for testing.
So parents, you are not to take your kids to the green room unless they are given an appointment. Walk-in clients will not be facilitated.
Parents will be contacted via phone calls or WhatsApp messages. Meanwhile, Hackett says all sinus-related symptoms must be treated as a COVID-19 case until tested.
With increased levels of Saharan dust, persons with allergies may also experience some of these symptoms. We can only rule out that is not due to COVID-19 by swabbing and testing anyone with one or more of these symptoms.
For parents who do not want their children to be tested, students will be quarantined in similar fashion to confirmed COVID-19 cases.
But if a suspected case does not want to be tested, you will be treated as a COVID-19 case. Thus, the child and their household will be placed on quarantine for 13 days.
The administration continues to advise that vaccinations among students are the best defense against COVID-19. So far, 2,510 students are partially vaccinated, while 2,025 students are fully vaccinated. This is out of an eligible population of approximately 6,000 students. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson. Pediatric Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines have arrived in the country. The vaccines arrived at the Piarco International Airport at 6:44 this morning. These vaccines were specially developed to inoculate children ages 5 to 11. None of the other vaccines available to adults have been approved for children. However, regular Pfizer vaccines are approved for children ages 12 to 18. The Ministry of Health is expected to share information later this week to notify the public on how the pediatric vaccines will be distributed. Now on to the latest COVID-19 figures. Over the last 24 hours, 3 new cases were reported. Total active cases are now at 528. There are 10 patients in hospital. No new deaths have been reported. Total deaths remain at 268. The sport report is up next. Stay tuned.
Starting this Monday, 23rd May, the Street 919 FM and the Tobago Updates presents the Tobago Updates Morning Show live simulcast on the Street 919 FM. Start your day with all the information you want and need with the simulcast of the Tobago Updates Morning Show live Mondays to Fridays from 7 a.m. on the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
There's a taste in the air everywhere. Feel the vibe, cause it's something to share. Smooth, rich and creamy, you'll find it right here. Makes you smile, relax a while, it's fun and good cheer. Ooh, enjoy every scoop. Ooh, every taste will get you hooked. We have flavors that you love, a combination special. Come along, enjoy our treats. This is Uncle Pete's.
Tobago in May. Prices are sweet like mango at Thorns Place. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Call now 745-7306 for our May special, starting at 200 TT at Thorns Place. Prices are sweet like mango.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Good morning.
Welcome back. We now turn to sport and we begin with cricket. A new champion will be crowned this year in the Tobago Cricket Association 40 Overs tournament. Reigning champions, Roxborough Strikers, ended the weekend's opening matches without a win. Here is more in this report.
On Saturday in their opening game, Police eased to a 4-wicket win, chasing 137 for victory. In yesterday's clash against Georgia in Roxborough, chasing a meager 104 for victory, Strikers are slumped to 92 all out despite a knock of 55 from Captain Alfred. With one remaining game against Airports Authority this coming Saturday, Strikers will be playing for pride, as even a win will not be enough to get them into the semi-finals. Meantime, Club Crusoe's Selvin Duncan slammed the tournament's first century in a massive win for his team over Charlottesville. Duncan hit 126 in a total of 327 for 6. Charlottesville in reply were bundled out for 112. The action continues this weekend at Shaw Park, Canaan, Roxborough and Louis Doe. For Tobago Updates Sport, I am Gail Thomas.
Moving on, the inaugural Sherwin-Lovell Tobago Cup kicked off at the Mount Pleasant Recreational Ground on Sunday. In the opening encounter of the 12-team senior division, DXL Block Boys edged Signal Hill 1-0 courtesy of Jabari Francis' first half item. The teams will battle for the first prize of $25,000. Games are carded for the Canaan Bonaccord Recreation Ground from Monday to Wednesday, beginning at 4:30 p.m. and at the Mount Pleasant Recreational Ground from Thursday to Sunday, with double headers and triple headers on the weekend. There are also 10 youth teams registered to play in the month-long tournament. Alright, and now we'll be back after the break.
Pre-qualification notice deadline 30th June 2022. The Tobago Regional Health Authority (TRHA) is updating its current list of pre-qualified contractors, suppliers, consultancy firms and sole traders to ensure compliance with the mandate of the procurement regulations of Trinidad and Tobago. All interested contractors and suppliers desirous of entering into business arrangements with the TRHA are invited to engage in the pre-qualification of suppliers registration process. For more information, visit the following link: trha.page.link/tenders.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Starting this Monday, 23rd May, the Street 919 FM and the Tobago Updates presents the Tobago Updates Morning Show live simulcast on the Street 919 FM. Start your day with all the information you want and need with the simulcast of the Tobago Updates Morning Show live Mondays to Fridays from 7 a.m. on the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates News. At first, President is disappointed with the THA's fuel rebate initiative. He said the rebate doesn't justify the money spent by the fisherfolk for fuel in order to ply their trade. More in this report.
Always at the forefront seeking his members' interests, All Tobago Fisherfolk President Curtis Douglas said he is not happy with the arithmetic regarding the rebate incentive as outlined in a press release from the Division of Food Security, Natural Resource, the Environment and Sustainable Development. He said it simply doesn't add up.
In respect to the gas rebate, what THA is doing, I mean, 12 cents on the liter is really next to nothing. So when you spend $900 in gas to go to sea, you only getting back $18.28 on $900. Most you could get back is $19 on $900 that goes to sea. We have to do better than that.
Douglas said as marine and fisheries stakeholders, the Marine and Fisheries Department never met with the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association to discuss the relaunch of the rebate incentive initiative so that they could have made an input. He is now wondering if fishermen will be rebated retroactively for the previous years.
And is it that they are giving us some retroactive funding for all the years that they hadn't been doing this? Somebody need to be fired. Something needs to be done, because this is not how we build a society. I mean, we have to work together, but this kind of draconian way and attitude and performance that I have seen displayed by the Fisheries Department is quite disturbing.
The ATFA president accused the division of sidelining fisherfolk. He added that they are not comfortable with the fact that unilateral decisions are made on their behalf. He proposed a formula for fair rebate to the fisherfolk.
We are clamoring for that the rebate be 50 cents on a liter so that we could probably help pass on that to the consumer, because the way that is going now, it will be like they're shutting down the whole fishery, the whole fishing industry in Tobago. Something has to be done.
Douglas pointed out that it is over 20 years since there has been any adjustment to the gas prices. He said that the management of the Marine and Fisheries Department must have a discussion with his organization in order to fix their issues. The relaunch of the National Gas Rebate Incentive Program will come into effect from Tuesday, 31st May. Fisherfolk will be offered 12 cents per litre for gasoline used in fishing vessels. 10 cents will be given per litre for diesel, while an offer of 75 cents per litre for oil will be given. A fisherman seeking these rebates must first be registered, must operate a registered vessel, and the vessel's engine must be registered. The fisherman must present a completed quota card, inclusive of supporting documents and receipts from a recognized gas station. Beverly Edwards for Tobago Updates.
On to some other news. Health Secretary Dr. Faith Lee Israel is urging parents to pay special attention to their children. She says the division has identified 2 cases of children in Tobago who contracted COVID-19 and who became very ill with multi-system inflammatory syndrome, or or Miss C.
Which in essence says it is your systems, your respiratory system, your heart and your lungs and all of these different parts of your body become inflamed. And we've had at least 2 cases recently where we've had children who were COVID positive at some point before. Usually Miss C comes around a couple weeks after the initial infection. So your child may have actually gotten COVID positive, may have recovered. You may not have even recognized that the child was COVID positive because of the period that it happened, but you're realizing now that your child is ill.
The secretary listed the symptoms parents should look out for.
If your child, particularly if you know that they've had COVID and they have an ongoing fever, if they have an ongoing fever with any of the following, please contact your doctor, your pediatrician, contact us. Those additional symptoms include stomach pain, bloodshot eyes, diarrhea, dizziness, a skin rash, or vomiting. Again, if you've had COVID in the family, if you're not sure you've had COVID, but your child has had a persistent fever, and that fever is now accompanied with stomach pain, bloodshot eyes, diarrhea, dizziness or lightheadedness, skin rash or vomiting.
Dr. Yisrael went on to encourage parents to ensure that their children ages 12 to 17 receive the COVID-19 vaccines. She added that by the end of this week, vaccines for children ages 5 to 11 years old should be available in Tobago.
Because we actually are now seeing these cases of Miss C, where we have children who have gotten very, very sick, we are just appealing to the parents again to please consider getting your children vaccinated, because Miss C, this multi-system inflammatory syndrome, is as a direct result of a child getting COVID-19 infected and causing the systems in the body to not function the way it should.
And with that, we've come to the end of our Tobago News Updates newscast for this evening. I am Candice Jackson. Thank you for tuning in and have a good evening.